let me... There we go. I think we should be live. Let's see. Check, 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 check. I think this is good. All right. Hello, friends. Grandpa Choco here, the solo promoter. And there's something very cool that Carl Zilla has put into FG Assistant that is not available now, but will be a future release. And I wanted to show it off, but we're very lucky that Carl Zilla is actually on the line. So Carl, thank you for letting me show this off on the channel, because I think this is a very big, huge advancement for FG Assistant.
No problem. Thank you for showing it off.
You're welcome. Well, we are at the front page here of FG Assistant, and you might notice that things look a little different. Again, this is a preview version. This is not available publicly just yet, but there is a section right over here that says Online Match. So I'm going to click on that, and it'll take me to this screen. Let me make sure. I want to make sure that I think it's not capturing the audio. Anyway, so this scene is this scene that we're now seeing on the screen is a multiplayer screen, and there's a little bit. It's a little bit laid out. There was an issue with just the way it was exported to bringing onto Mac, but this will all be fixed. But this is where you can play Phil Singer Games style matches against an opponent online. Right now, Carl and I are connected via Discord. That's how we can hear each other. And that's probably one of the easiest ways to play. But you could do this over, I don't know, FaceTime, video chat, whatever, however you wanted to do it. I guess Skype's not a thing anymore. But
there's also a text chat in the
that's right.
In the program. If you want to type to each other, you can do that.
Exactly. So you can create a table, but you can see that Carl Zilla already has a table here. So I'm going to click Join Table, and it will take me to the table here. And you'll see at the top now, Carl set up this table, so he's in control of who's fighting who. That goes to whoever is going to. Whoever sets up the table, the host. There you go. I know my words. But you can see here's the match that is set up currently, but there is also a chat here. So if I type hi, it'll pop up in the chat. And there you go, Carl Zilla says howdy as well. And the match that he has set up right now is Riphawk and Swede Hansen versus the Barbarian and Haku. And this is Riphawk and Swede Hansen are bootlegs that you currently released for Patreon members. Are they not?
Yeah, they're this month's bootleg. What is it? The digital bootleg level supporter or higher. They are the bootlegs for this month. And then the Barbarian is also a bootleg I created, and he is not available yet. He'll be a bootleg of the month eventually, or a bonus bootleg. I'm not sure which yet. But.
Excellent. Well, so that's just a little plug to there's a link in the description to join the Patreon, and this is some of the fun stuff that you could do. Carl, whenever you're ready, if you want to start the.
All right, I'm going to hit the start match button.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, that loaded perfectly, and you can see that. Riphawk and Swede Hansen will be controlled by Carl Zilla, and then I will be controlling the Barbarian and Haku over on this side. And you can see that on my screen, these buttons are all grayed out because those are the buttons that are controlled by Carl Zilla. So this is really, really awesome. I don't know. This is just huge being able to play with other folks. So let's roll out a match. I think I'm going to have Barbarian start. I'm happy with him starting.
I'm going to put in Swede Hansen to start. He's the bigger of the two. All right, well, let's give it a roll.
Let's go. So you are starting.
All right. Swede Hansen opens up some boxing jabs. It's an agility. Barbarian is more agile.
That's one of the rare times, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, that's probably the only time you're going to hear that.
Yeah. So flying clothesline 3, hurt 2, press slam. Oh no, catches him.
Yep. Target is 4, rolls an 8.
We didn't put in our match counters, but we'll just keep track because you can do everything you can do with the regular FG assistant. You can do them here, so we can add, and they're all when you're doing multiplayer. It's independent. So let's see, double team attempts. Not that I always forget to use that chart anyway, but I like adding it.
I always add it and then never use it.
Pin saves. 2. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's me on 3, I guess then.
Yep.
Death jump.
You have a C.
You have a C. I'm going for it.
All right.
Your opponent rolls on level 3 offense. I'm going to do one more move here. Oh, death jump again. I'm going to go again. I could be risking it, but
nope. You didn't go to the well one too many times.
I'm going to tag in Haku to roll on level 3. Oh, and he throws him out of the ring.
No choice, and he's got an A. Opponent puts you down with a move near the ropes. You roll out of the ring to take a breather or collect yourself. Your opponent tries to follow you out of the ring, but the referee won't allow it. As the opponent is busy with the referee, you roll back into the ring and get the upper hand on your opponent. Roll on level 2 offense. And Hansen with a big boot to the gut.
And Carl, are these your custom charts or are these the vintage charts?
Yeah, they're charts that I made that aren't available yet, but eventually those will actually be up on Mod.io. There's some stuff that I think happens too often. I need to tweak a little bit before they're publicly available.
Right. So, but the point is that you can put your own charts in here and play online player with custom charts, which is just
great. Indeed.
Yeah. So I'm down 3.
Gonna tag to Rip Hawk here. And Hawk is gonna throw you out of the ring.
All right, I got a B. Your opponent puts you down with a move near the ropes. I think this is the same thing. As the opponent visits
with the
same
one.
Yep. Roll on level 2. Choice A. All right, let's see. What are your ropes? Are a B. And opponent's agility is a Z. I'm gonna toss you in the ropes.
All right. You and your opponent battle for position against the ropes. The wrestler with the best overall stat, power, or agility uses that stat to gain the advantage. That we're tied. We both got -1s as our best stat. So in the case of a tie, opponent rolls on level 3 offense.
All right. Choice E. Sorry, I'm not familiar with these charts, so I have to look them over. Opponent's power is a -1. I'm going to go for it. So it needs a 7 or less. Oh, no, doesn't get it.
And Rip Hawk counters and takes you down and hits a knee drop.
Ooh, and Haku
rolls out of the
way. Yep, shoulder breaker. 3, that's
power. Yep, we're even, so that'll work.
I'll toss you into the ropes again.
You are pushed into the ropes by your opponent, but are able to shove him off balance as he tries to push you back against the ropes. Roll on level 2 offense. Into the turnbuckle, I'm going to roll up.
Okay.
Running knee, you have the agility.
Into the turnbuckle, I will throw you into the turnbuckle.
All right. Oh, as the referee gets between you and your opponent to separate you, one of you gets the upper hand. Roll 1 die. This is kind of a weird one. We're going to say that Rip Hawk and Sweet Hansen are the fan favorites, and Haku and Barbarian are the heels, just because most people are more familiar with Haku and Barbarian.
Sure.
So we'll roll the 1 die. And it is odd. So the rule breaker
throws a sucker punch.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, there's a Savate kick, +1.
Target is 4, rolls a 7.
All right, I'm going to tag out, bring Barbarian back in. Power Slam, 3.
He is hurt.
Flying Clothesline, 3. Ooh.
And that catches him. Target is going to be 4, rolls an 8.
Diving headbutt.
Oh,
+1.
good lord. So target is 6. I'm going to go for the pin save here.
All right.
Failed. Oh. So target is 6. Roll is a 3. That'll do it.
There it is.
So Barbarian and Haku defeat the Blonde Bombers.
There you go. Mark Bain is watching and said, Sweet needed something to watch, and then said, not sure I'll ever use online match play, mostly because people scare me, but it looks super cool.
Well, you don't have to sit around and talk to the other person. You can totally do this without ever having to communicate with a live person if you want to. It's not
you can do it all through the chat.
Yeah, just like you would do it on Discord or Facebook or whatever, The text chat is a thing.
Yeah, let me.
You want to do?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
You want to set up a table now and show people that end of it?
Sure, we can do that. And how many? As I'm doing this, how many people can join a table?
Just one.
Just one other person. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically the host and a client, as they call them on the back end. So, you couldn't have like a tag team match with 4 players where each guy controls it. That would just get really complicated coding wise and, hobby project. So,
yeah. All right. So I just created a room. So that dumps me into the matchmaking screen. And
you'll be happy to know that the weird thing on the little tab where the match name or table name is and everything is not because it's not full screen. It's because I screwed something up.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I didn't see it this time.
On mine and mine is full screen.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to join the table here.
All right.
Here we go.
And I'm going to use cards, more of your great bootlegs of wrestling now. And I may pair up people who never wrestled or were anywhere near each other, but they're all part of your.
I mean, we don't have to do another tag team match if you don't want to.
Yeah, I was just going to do a singles match. Let's see. Let's see here. And so will I always be blue when you're setting this up?
Yeah. The host is always the blue corner. The other person is always the red corner.
Got it. And you can see here, folks, on the side, the chat room is over here on the side. So we can still, if you're not doing voice calls, you can still chat with each other that way as you're selecting a match. All right. Let's do... oh, wait. Where is... I can still ask him to pick someone specific or whatever. Yes. Though I'm not going to. All right. Here we go. I think I did this right. That's a red and a blue.
That does appear to work, although it loaded the screen twice. That has been a thing that I've been trying to fight with throughout testing. Sometimes it loads the match twice, and so you'll get whoever is announced first will end up with 2 things in there. So,
yeah, but it still plays normally. You're not going to, it's not going to hurt anything if it does that, but. I'm sure you'll figure out what that is, because you've just done amazing work on this thing. Because literally, friends, if you knew, this is something I think that you just started last week, maybe. It hasn't been very long. I started it
before then. I announced it to the testing group last week.
Okay.
So it's come a long way in a week. But like I had to get the bones, I guess you would call it, down a little before I announced it. Otherwise, there would have been nothing to show off.
Right.
So,
and again, this is not available in the current version that's available on Patreon, but it's something that it's in testing right now, and hopefully will be there soon. Just so if anybody's like, hey, it's not in this version.
My goal is to have something for Galacticon, even if it's a beta online thing where it's just part of an update that I do around that time. And I make a note that the online thing may have some bugs or whatever, but it should be usable by everybody around Galacticon. Awesome. Hopefully for Galacticon weekend.
Yeah, no, that is great. All right, let's roll out this match. I just want to point out to everybody, you can see now, since I'm hosting the table, all the buttons are active over on this side, and they're grayed out over here because I'm hosting the table, and the host is always on the left side of the screen. So let's go. Let's ring the bell.
All right.
And all right, looks like I'm starting. Power. Ooh, I have the power.
You do. You have both power and agility.
There you go. I picked good. I'm not familiar with Gene Stanley, but I picked good.
All right, so let's see. That is a level 2. And Cicada reverses it. So kick to the gut. That is not going to work.
Let's see. Choice F. We got a +2 and a -2. Oh, I'm using the regular charts, so I just
yes, you are.
Realized that. Okay. Power is a I'm gonna have to go for agility, so this will work on a 9 or less. Oh, it does not work.
Just barely. And counter and knee drop. Hurt 2 and a bear hug. More bear hugs.
Locking that bear hug in.
Yeah. And drops him down. Knee drop, and Stanley rolls out of the way. And standing arm drag. And Togo's hurt.
Here we go. Into the turnbuckle. Yeah, I'll throw you into the turnbuckle.
All right.
Ooh, reversal. Gene Stanley goes in. Crushed by a big kick. Opponent rolls on level 2 offense. Into the ropes. Roll on level 2 offense after a shoulder tackle. Hip roll.
All right, let's see.
Oop, asterisk.
I got my little asterisk. If Togo is wrestling as a rule breaker, and he is, he may attempt rub salt in opponent's eyes, 3 disqualification 6. This may occur once per match. So I am going to roll on the disqualification 6 and see if it succeed. I succeed.
Ooh.
So that was a level 3 counter. So you're on 3 defense now.
Hurt 2.
Body slam by Togo. Stanley counters.
Oh, and a body slam of his own.
Slam. Yep, and that works. So, I rolled cage. The rewind button does work in multiplayer.
Oh, that's great.
And that only works once per match, so hurt 2.
So hurt 2. Standing arm drag 2.
And Togo or Harold Cicada counters. And test of strength. That is not going to work.
Boot to the midsection.
Hurt 2.
Standing arm drag 2.
And Togo counters again. And leg lift takedown.
And Gene Stanley
counters.
Standing arm drag.
Hurt 2.
Choice F. Again, I think I'm going to have to go for the agility, which will be a 9 or less. And it's a 6, so it does work, but only a level 2. And a reverse.
And Togo counters. Standing wrist lock.
Hurt 2.
Scoops him up into a body slam.
Hurt 2.
And another one.
And Stanley
scoops out the back.
Smart for that. Hip roll 3.
Hurt 2.
Monkey flip 3.
Down 3.
Down 3. Jumping body press 3.
Hurt 2.
I will throw you into the turnbuckle.
All right.
Oh, and I am down. Level 3 defense. Oh, my pin. Target is 3. Roll is a 7.
All right. Chicken wing. Choice G. Death jump of a B or 2. Yeah, death jump. Togo going up.
Clothesline, you're in trouble. Opponent rolls on level 3 offense.
All right. And I'll throw you out of the ring.
All right. Crawl helplessly back in.
Togo in control now. Big headbutt.
And Stanley is
down again.
Yep.
Gonna throw you out again.
Might be a count out here. Let's see. Target is 4. Rolls a 4. There you go.
Wow. So Gene Stanley counted out. Togo hit him with a headbutt on the outside, and that was the end of that.
There you go. So folks, this is really, really cool. If you tuned in late, Carl and I are playing against each other through the FG Assistant app. And it's just really great. And, Carl, as always, thank you for all your work on this. It's a great app. I mean, I use this. I wish I could say I use it daily. I would love to say that, but pretty close to daily that I use this app. So thank you for all your work on it.
Yeah, no problem. I work on the app pretty much daily at this point, so I don't know if I get to play it daily, but I'm doing something with it daily.
Yeah. So, are you concerned of running out of button space here on the because you keep adding so much stuff to it?
Clearly, I already have, which is why that last row is just a mess of editors.
Yeah, but you got a few more you can split in half here.
Yeah, I'm trying not to add too much more to the main menu screen if I can avoid it.
Yeah,
but
well, it's still really, really great, and thanks for letting me show it off here on the channel, and thanks for coming on to help talk about it. And I just encourage everybody to go to patreon.com/FG Assistant. There's a link in the description, and that's where you can go to find out more. And online matches against other people are coming soon. Knock on wood.
Yep, and they're a lot more fun than you'd imagine. It's been a blast testing it with the people in the testing group. So, don't sleep on it just because it seems like you have to be social or whatever. We're all nerdy about this particular. It's all a passion for us. So,
Yeah, and you can.
It's just fun to connect and.
Yeah, you can just set up a room, and if you've got some time, and if somebody comes in, you don't even have to necessarily talk to them, and it may just be someone who wants to play a couple matches. So,
yeah.
I mean, talk to them because that's nice, the nice thing to do, but you don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to.
You could totally be the silent, the silent type on there if you need to be.
Absolutely. So. Well, Carl, thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate it. And again, patreon.com/FG Assistant. And if you have any questions, you can drop them below, and either I'll try to help you or I'm sure Carl will check them out. But yeah, this is really super exciting. And again, thank you for letting me show it off.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.